You are watching Talking About. I'm John Griffith.
I'm Cara Kilduff.
And we have a really talented comedian coming up in a moment. His name is Jamie Pierce, and I want you to take a quick look at some of his work right here. Okay? We'll be right back.
Back to me. So I have two sisters, both of whom are married with children. And although their children are very cute, I am a hypochondriac. And therefore, when I look at them, I don't see children. I just see germs and infection and disease. Oh my. But you have to understand, I'm a full-fledged hypochondriac. I have been self-diagnosed with a number of diseases. Most recently, I got MS after watching the Lifetime Intimate Portrait of Terry Garr. I've had AIDS tests more times than I've had sex, you know. I had lupus at one point, and I don't know if you know this, but lupus is the French word for wolf. So I was known as the boy who cried lupus. And and I'm super excited for the bird flu. I think I already caught it, so we're in business. Not only am I a hypochondriac, but I also find that I have not much of a sex drive. Well, I just get easily distracted during sex, you know? Like, my ex-boyfriend had a rule that I couldn't do laundry before we had sex because he knew if the buzzer went off, I'd get up and fold it. Because, you know, I don't want it to wrinkle. So basically the rule was I couldn't put in a load until he put in a load.
Too funny. Welcome to the show, Jamie.
So inappropriate.
Welcome. No,
So there are children watching.
No, there's not.
Oh, my mother is watching, I'm sure.
No, she's fine. Are you Catholic? No.
No, I'm Episcopalian.
That's right, and you're from Utah, and you're not a Mormon.
Very disappointing. For me and everybody else.
No, but see, everybody that tends to come from Utah is really good looking too. There's like,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, there's something in the water.
Are you including me in that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Stupid. Of course I am.
No, I am from Utah, and everybody always wants me to be Mormon because they're so intrigued. You know, it's a very fascinating religion, and then I tell them I'm Episcopalian, and they lose all interest.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Get off our couch.
Exactly.
Oh, that would be kind of funny if Justin was here.
Yeah.
Justin is from Utah, and he's a former Mormon too, so it would be kind of
And
fun.
probably much more interesting.
But wait, how do you grow up there and not be a Mormon? Like,
I mean, there's a handful of us.
were you guys like outcasts?
We are sequestered into one small area,
I bet all
like
the
one block radius.
The Mormon kids were jealous because you guys had caffeine in your houses, huh? Like
And-
out in the open.
And booze.
Yeah.
And cigarettes. And premarital sex.
Don't hang out with that Jamie Pierce. He's bad influences.
There was one private school. There was two private schools that were Episcopalian and Catholic, and if you weren't Mormon, you went to one of those two schools.
Wow.
That's how it worked.
That's
I know.
weird.
I know.
That's wild. How long have you been in New York?
I've been in New York for 11 years.
But you bounce back and forth.
I went to LA for a while, but I don't like to talk about that because I was an abysmal failure, and I failed to live up to expectations in my
Don't say that.
time as a commercial actor in LA.
No, it just wasn't the right time.
LA is a good place to go if you want to see yourself for the disgusting monstrosity that you truly are.
What do you mean?
I just mean that, you know, I would get these breakdowns from my agent, and they would say things like, you know, the character would say, 30 bedridden obese. And then it would say, and she'd be like, but it's okay because in the description it says that the character will wear a fat suit. And I was like, oh, well, I'll probably show up to the audition. They'll be like, oh, we don't need the fat suit. You're good to go. Get in the bed. I know, so sad.
LA fat is 5 pounds overweight.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all relative. So here I'm a god. But then,
It's like
this was a long time ago, though.
out there, it's like you see all these shows. Oh, we put somebody who's plus size on the cover of this magazine, and they're normal sized.
Right. I know.
It's like human sized.
I
They're
know.
not 20 pounds underweight.
Exactly, exactly. And it's a bizarre experience just in general auditioning for commercials because you don't always know what the product is when you go in, and so they'll put you on camera and they'll give you direction and you just kind of follow, like, oh, you're eating a chip. Ooh, the chip is good. Now you're running from a bear. And you're like, what product is this?
Massengill.
Exactly. It might as well be. Who knows?
I hate commercial auditions when you go in and they're like, yeah, just improv this.
Oh, I know.
I went on this one, and it was me and a bunch of other women sitting around a table, and I don't even remember what it was, but it was all these actresses trying to like out, and I was just like, oh yeah, no.
Full makeup and hair.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
and it was a charade or a charade.
A charade, if you will. Yes.
What are you doing now in New York?
I do stand-up. I'm hosting a show at Feinstein's 54 Below in March, which is why I'm here to plug.
March when?
March 9th. How convenient that you asked. March 9th, Feinstein's 54 Below, which is a cabaret venue, traditionally. They do a lot of Broadway artists, and so this is the first time they're doing kind of pure stand-up comedy. And we have I'm very impressed with my own show. We have 3 headliners. We have Jim David, Rick Chrome, and Kevin Meaney. All headliners, all comedy legends, and most importantly, all gay men with Broadway credits. Because that is what is important at Feinstein's 54 Below. Because we wanted to kind of have it be appealing to the demographic that was there, that usually goes to this venue, and kind of have a theatrical sensibility to the show. So I think it's going to be a unique evening because there's a lot of comedy in New York, and I think this is something special.
Are you hosting, or are you doing a spot?
I'm hosting. I'm going to be hosting these fine gentlemen, and I'm humbled and honored to be doing that.
Is Michael Feinstein going to be there, you think?
He will be playing the piano in the back because that's what he does. He's always there on stage, just playing piano, incidental music. He scores. He's going to be scoring my act. I think it's going to enhance it. I think so.
Stop
I'm
it.
looking forward to
Now,
it.
wait, that space, is that what was that? That's the one that was the
Studio 54.
Yeah. Okay, because I remember they had rebranded it. That's cool.
I know.
So how excited are you for
I'm
this?
going to be. I wanted to enter to some music, to a song because of the venue.
Do you think you could give him direction?
Well, I was thinking I wanted to enter to wanted to do disco because it's 54 Below, Studio 54, but because the venue I wanted to enter to a Sondheim song, but I couldn't find any good disco moves that went with Green Finch and Linnet Bird. So I'll do Patti LuPone covering the Bee Gees because there is a recording of Patti LuPone covering the Bee Gees.
Now wait a second, you know all this Broadway stuff. Aren't you a former chorus boy?
I am a former chorus boy. How do you know so much about me?
Because I stalked you. I mean, I researched
I appreciate that. You and my mom. You're the only two.
I called her. And
she'll tell you everything.
She did.
She will not hold back.
I don't want to like embarrass you.
I appreciate that.
On television.
I appreciate that. Yes, I do have my roots in the theater, which is another reason why I wanted to do this show and why I think I'm appropriate for it, is that I did begin far back actually. I came out of the closet in high school at the Bye Bye Birdie cast party. So that is how deep my theater roots go.
Stop it.
It's true. It's true.
First drink and then right out.
Yep. I mean, it's the Bye Bye Birdie cast party, so it was redundant, to come out. And I had to take a number.
No.
Coming out line, forms to the right.
Stop. So wait, what made you? Do you still want to do theater? Like, what made you kind of switch?
No, when I was about 25, I stumbled into comedy. I didn't have an intention of going into it professionally. I was a dancer. I had never spoken before. I had never been asked to use my brain, my intellect. Not that I'm a particularly intellectual comedian, but I had opinions that I wanted to express. I had some thoughts. So I kind of went into that, and I really enjoyed it because of the artistic freedom and the creative control that you have as a comedian. You get to be all elements, you're the writer, you're the director, you're the producer, you're the performer. So I really liked that. I like control. I'm a control freak.
Okay,
so that served it well.
How do you feel about improvers? Because comedians and improvers,
it's the Sharks and the Jets.
Kind of hate each other.
Another theater reference. Yeah, it's the Sharks and the Jets.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't think they hate each other. I just don't think they understand. I have complete admiration for improv artists because I can't do it. My crowd work is terrible. Like, where are you
Why?
from? Where are you from? Like, that's the extent of my
No,
of my crowd
it's just
work.
like having a conversation with the audience. You're going to be hosting for crying out loud.
But they still have an expectation that you're going to deliver something special and unique. And I can never think of anything to say in the moment.
No, just be yourself.
Yes and, right?
But
That's
see,
the principle
here's the thing.
of improv.
Like, yeah, I guess. I'm a comic as well.
I know.
So
I've been stalking you as well.
The whole improv.
Mutual stalking society.
The whole improv comedian thing. Here's where it is. Improvers are just like, It's like, okay, great. When you guys do a great game or what, I don't know what they call it.
Right.
They're all together. But my point is, as comedians, when we bomb alone.
Totally.
But when we kill by ourselves.
I mean, the risk is really high, but the
Yes!
reward is really high. But also, you can fall flat on your face, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. It's all you.
And that's why the stakes are so high.
I know.
I think for what we do.
I know.
And it's such a high when you get off stage.
I think you have to really have a lot of self-loathing to do it. And narcissism. It's a nice combo. And I have both in spades.
I read something on Facebook, so it's got to be true. That I don't know if you saw this. That some kid stabbed himself to death on stage at an open mic.
That's a terrible
I did
closer.
not read that one.
I know. It was at a coffee shop, and then of course there's all these snarky comments followed from comics, and I was like, guys, this is just bad.
Are we sure he wasn't just doing like performance art?
No, it was like some teenage kid.
Dear.
I know. If he had just gone into theater.
I will not be doing that at Fine Science 54 Below. Although, maybe, let's have a cliffhanger. Maybe I'm going to stab myself.
No, you're not.
After the 3 other comics go. I don't want to steal their thunder. They've earned it. They've earned that place.
I think you're going to do
Pantheon.
great.
I'm very excited for it. It's going to be a great show. I'm really looking forward to it.
Are you a little nervous?
Not yet. I have a lot of things before that. I'm going to be performing at a Rainbow Mountain Resort in the Poconos, which is not where Dirty Dancing was set,
No.
which is what I thought originally. Okay. So I will not be doing the pachanga at the show. I still may. And then I have a week in California, in LA, and then I'm doing the Mutiny Radio Comedy Festival in San Francisco the week after that. So I've got a lot to occupy me until. You're busy. Until then, I'm in demand.
How can people find out more about you?
They need to follow me on Twitter because my following is kind of pathetic. Although I have more followers than you do. I hate to point that out. I looked. But I'm not obnoxious about it. I live tweeted Greece. Greece live tweeted the other night. Of course I did. I do tweet about football sometimes because I do like football.
Who do you want to win the Stupid Bowl?
Shatter stereotypes. Well, I'm a Patriots fan because they're hot. And what other criteria is there for determining your favorite team?
But they're not in the Super Bowl, so now you don't care?
So now I'm checked out.
Really?
I'm boycotting.
See, I pick teams by whether or not I like their uniforms.
That's equally a valid criteria as mine.
So, and I just found out, I was talking to some guy today, and he said that's how his brother picks. This kid Max, that's how his brother picks football teams. I'm like, oh, so that's like legitimate, right? That's.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm not one to object.
But wait, if you're so full of crap, because if you like football, then you are definitely wanting one of those 2 teams to win the Stupid Bowl.
Well, here's what I like about football is that I'm not entirely sure what's happening. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, and I think that adds to kind of the mystery and the intrigue of it.
Yeah, I don't know much about the game. I just look at it as like Saturday night at the gay bar, men in tight pants jumping on top of each other.
Right. For example, exactly. And I mean, I understand like the general objective, like get the ball into the end zone, but like how that's achieved just seems miraculous to me. And I don't think that the players know either. I think they walk onto the field, they get in line, and they hope for the best. They get in the huddle and they're like, okay, fellas, let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens.
So you really think that your beloved Tom Brady just wings it?
Are you wanting to fight with me?
No, but I'm finding this so funny. Look at, he's got fire in his eyes.
I feel like every time people would be like, you're Tom Brady, that's like my dad when he talks about Obama. He's like, you're president.
Oh, I know, I hate that. But it's football, so it's innocuous. Or is it?
Is it? I think I could get into fistfights over that before politics.
I mean, he's hot, yes.
Happy Groundhog Day, by the way.
When was that?
Today.
What's the
And
verdict?
he came out and he acknowledged global warming. He said early spring,
Really?
which I could have told you that because it's like 60 degrees outside.
Yes. I was definitely overdressed. There was something else I was going to harass you about.
Please.
I don't remember what it was.
Oh.
Dang.
Okay, your website again?
JamiePierceNYC.com, which is
Okay.
also my Twitter handle.
Okay.
JamiePierceNYC. Please follow me on Twitter. And Instagram, Facebook.
You'll
is
have
all the
another
same.
follower tonight.
You?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You?
I'll take it. I'll take it. I do not object. I do not object to that at all.
You?
I welcome it with open arms. Open arms.
I want to laugh, so I'm going to follow you.
Just don't harass me about Tom Brady, because I will cut a bitch.
That's sacred. I understand. No, you can say that. You can say the F word
We already
too.
did my load jokes. I think bitch is a low bar.
March 9th at
March 9th, 54below.com for tickets. Please.
54below.com.
54below.com. And all the info's on my various social platforms.
What are you going to wear? Do you know yet?
G-string and pasties?
No. Like, are you going to do a suit?
Like
Are
Gypsy
you-
Rose Lee style. I'm going full authentic theater.
Oh,
My
good Lord.
cheeks hurt.
Well, since
Stop.
the internet is forever, check out the website. And even after March 9th, you find out where you're going to be and who you're going to be with and who you're doing and what you're doing. And
Yes, who
where
I'm
you're
doing,
it.
exactly. Hopefully my husband, but yes.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I like
9
that.
years. Sunday was our 9-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So knock it off. He's taken.
Well, thank you again for taking the time out.
Thank you very much for
to come
having me.
visit us.
You have to come back.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Next
good.
Groundhog Day.
No, sooner.